Hi everybody, this is Kim from DIY Dream Weddings UK and I'm back with a new project. This is going to be a Halloween project and as you can see we've got our lovely gnome here. So this is our prototype for the project. I haven't glued these down because I'm going to be using them as templates, these potion bottles. So basically we're going to have books going down here and they're going to look like they're floating, and then we're going to have the gnome at the top here. And I thought what I might do just to add a little bit of fun is give him a potion bottle as well. So if I just turn this way, you'll be able to see what we're doing. So I'm going to put some more books down the middle here, and we're going to have two circle bases. So we're going to have it two circles because I wanted to bring the books further down, but you can have it shorter if you want and just have one circle. So yeah, I just like to go really you know, I like to do things big. That's the thing. I tend to go too big sometimes. But anyway, so he's got a lovely wizard hat there. So you could give him a wand or a spell book, anything you like. So yeah, we're just gonna basically put some little things on the background like potion bottles or stars and things like that. So yeah, I did actually do a live on this at the beginning. I haven't actually done the prototype, so I'm going to apologise for that. I haven't done the prototype on the live because I'd really like to get this in before Halloween. So fingers crossed that I do. So let's begin this project. So first of all, like we always do, well, we're going to have to make the base. So I thought we would do some glitter and some black for the base. I thought we'd do the black for the background and maybe for the back of the bouquet. And I've also got these bits of felt here which are different colours for the potion bottles and for the other things that will be in the background, and perhaps even for the gnome as well. So yeah, so gnome alert everybody. So I've got my template here, and what I've done is I've drawn it out from the circles on the prototype. Okay, so I'm going to draw around this for my template, and what you need for the base is some thin and thick cardboard, and to ribbon the base I'm going to use some black ribbon. You can use any choice you want. I would recommend you at least have 15 meters. It might be a bit more than that, so maybe buy two reels of ribbon. This is Hobbycraft. Okay, all you need is two thin circles, 19.5 centimeters in diameter. Okay, and what we're going to do here, instead of doing separate ones like this, is we're going to actually join them together. So I'm going to put those underneath there because then I know how far apart I want my circles to be. Okay, and we're going to draw one big template out of this. Okay, just draw around this. And that can be your base. Okay, so we cut that out. Okay, now that's cut out. And also cut your half your bouquet handle and everything. You're going to put your two circles on top, and that will be the front of your bouquet. There's two different ways of doing this. You can also do it with separate circles. Okay, so you could do this bit with two separate circles, and you could do it the same as the top if you haven't got enough cardboard. Okay, I haven't got enough cardboard to do this whole piece in a thin piece, but you can do it like that as well. It depends on what you've got. So what I'm going to do is just glue these on top like this. Okay, so I'm just going to glue one of these on. Okay, like this. Because then I can position it where I want it to be. Okay, so then what we're going to do is just glue the other one on. Okay, right, okay, so that is your base. Okay, so this is where you want to work out how you're going to put your piece of material on the back of on the front of your bouquet, sorry, the front of your bouquet. And if you've got a piece of material, you might want to wrap it round. But I'm going to use this craft foam. I'm just going to be sticking that on after I've put the ribbon on. So it's basically how you're going to cover this. Okay, you've got to think about that. So I'm going to start ribboning it now. And you need some ribbon from 4 to 5 centimetres long. Okay, and what you want to do, I don't know how many pieces you'll need. I will go back and tell you that later on. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to cover the edge of your bouquet. Okay, just so that all of this cardboard is covered up. Okay, so we're just going along and we're just putting some hot glue on there. You could cover this a different way if you want. You could decorate completely different to the way I am. That's why I always say to you, it's good to watch all these videos first, and then you can work out how you're going to do this. You know, you might do it a completely different way. Okay, so just overlapping those, those pieces of ribbon all the way around the edge. And it is better to do it in one piece. If you can do the base in one piece, it is much easier, because then you haven't got to glue them together. But yeah, it's entirely up to you how you do it. Okay, so we're just bringing that all the way along like that, and I'm gonna carry on with that. Okay, so we've decorated the base. I've done like the edge of the base. So we want a piece for the front, which is what I'm going to actually do now. So just going to draw around onto this craft foam. Okay, so I've done that. I've drawn around this piece, and as you can see, it doesn't quite cover this. So what I'm going to do is cut this piece out. Okay, so that does fit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that on, and then stick that underneath and cut around it. So I'm going to just trim that off around the edge, and then we want to just put a lot extra bit on here on the bottom here. Okay, okay. Yeah, so that you can just put that on the bottom there. And if you don't like the way that it's meeting, you can actually cover that up with decorations and stuff. So I'm going to just do that. It's better to have a bigger sheet, I know, but I haven't got it, so this is how I'm doing it. And then just basically trim the bottom round. So that is your base, and I think the back we might do different colour, but we'll think about that later on. So this is your base, and this is where your handle will go in. So what I want to do is bring the strip, like I showed you in the prototype. I want to bring a strip down and then put the gnome and all the books down here so they look like they're floating. Okay, and I thought what we could do is cover these strips in craft foam, because it's quicker than ribbon everything. Okay, so I'm just going to basically draw round. And then I'm going to glue that in the middle. And then I'm going to glue this piece on top. Okay, and you can actually glue that also, glue that round inside like that and stick it down like that. Okay, and then that's all neat around the edge there. You won't see much of this because you're going to put your decorations on top like this. Okay. Okay, so now we've done these strips. I'm going to do a long piece and a short piece, and I will put that on the screen, what sizes and lengths you need to make these. Okay, so those are made up. And what we need now also is we need some tabs to hold our strips in there. Okay, and our tabs, I'll show you how you do these. So all you're doing is cutting some foam out basically for the front and then sticking a cardboard on the back. Okay, and I'll tell you the measurements will come up on the screen again. So what you want to do is just fold this in half, okay, and just stick it to your foam like this. Okay, and that's how you make your tabs. Okay, probably better to fold it the other way because you want the cardboard on the back so it goes against you don't need to cover the back, because when you stick that on, because of this foam going on the outside, that will stick down really neatly like that, and when you put your decorations on top you won't see this underneath. Okay, so I will also tell you how many you need on the screen. That will show up on the screen as well. Okay, so yeah, so that's what you need, and then we can place these onto our base. Okay, now we've got all our tabs made up. Okay, and I've got 5 here, but if I need more I will put it on the screen. Okay, so at the moment I've got 5, and we're going to basically stick these to the bottom of our, so this is going to go on here, so we're going to have to put that quite flush to the bottom of our strip. Okay, I'm going to put some glue around the edge and in the middle like that. Okay, and I'm going to put my tab so that it is actually quite flush with the base, okay, of the strip like that. Okay, and I'm going to do, I don't have to do one on one side and one on the other. I think, yeah, I'm going to do another one on the other side as well, like this. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with that one. Okay, and I'm going to stick that down. So you can do whatever way you want to put your tabs on. You can do it where you can position your tabs where you want them. Okay, this is how I'm going to do mine. Okay, be careful with the glue. That's the reason why I've put the tabs on, so that it's easier for you to place this down and stick it where you want it. Okay, and I'm going to just lift my tabs up like this. Okay, and I'm just going to glue them down. That's the easiest way to do it, is to just lift them up, put the glue on the tab, and then stick it down, especially if you're going to have something that's a little bit curved. Okay, so that is that, and then we can do the other one and position that where we want it. And so I'm not actually going to stick that other one down yet, because I'm going to put some more, I'm going to put my decorations on this one first and then work out where I'm going to put the other one. Okay, but it looks like you only need actually four or 5 tabs you need. Okay, but I will put that will go on the screen. Okay, so this is what we've made so far. Okay, that's for this video. Also, you can also dress up your gnome, because we're going to do that the same way as this. So if you want to do your gnome, you can do it exactly the same technique as this. Okay, and I will show you that in the next video. Okay, but for now that's as far as we're going with this one. And so if you like this video, don't forget you can like it and press the like button. And if you would like to put a little comment below, you can, and let me know what you think about this project and what you might do, how you might do it differently. You might do the base differently. And you can also subscribe to help the channel to grow, and also you get more videos just like this one. Okay, so that's how it is, and you put your handle in there. Okay, so I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye for now.